Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Now we will learn about division of decimal numbers. And why do we need to learn this? Just see, Savita was preparing a design to decorate her classroom. She needed a few colored strips of paper of length 1.9 centimeter each. So she is preparing some design to decorate the classroom. And what does she need? She needs few colored strips, okay, of paper of length 1.9 centimeter each. She needs many, and the length or the measurement of the strip is 1.9 centimeter. Now she had a strip of colored paper of length 9.5 centimeter. So the total colored paper, okay, it is 9.5 centimeter. How many pieces of the required length will she get out of the strip? So what will happen? She wants to divide it. She wants to divide, or she wants to tear it in such a way, this 9.5 centimeter length colored paper into strips of 1.9 centimeter length. So we will divide 9.5 with 1.9. Yes, she is doing it correctly. Okay, now how will you divide these two decimal numbers? So for these scenarios, we need to learn how do we divide the decimal numbers. Okay, first of all, division by 10, 100 and 1000 we will learn. So just look at this table. 31.5 divided by 10. Okay, 31.5 divided by 10 is there. How do we solve it? 31.5, can I convert it to fraction? Yes. Now division with 10. Can I write it as 10 upon 1? Yes, we can write it. So 315 upon 10, division will change to multiplication. This we have done multiplication of fractions, and 1 upon 10. So we'll get 315 upon 100. Now because there is 100 in the denominator, the decimal point will be after two places, like this. So 3.15 is the answer. You see, we observe that when we are dividing, the decimal place is shifting. Where is it shifting? Towards left it is shifting. How many zeros? 1. So it has shifted by 1 place. In this case, when you will be solving it in this way, you will see that it will shift by 2 places, as in this case it has shifted by 2 places. And when we divide it with 1000, it shifts by 3 places, students. So what we can observe, that in the multiplication it starts shifting towards right, but in case of division it starts shifting towards left by the number of places equal to the number of zeros over 1. So here 231.5 is there. We are dividing it with 10. So it will switch towards left side by 1 place. We will get 23.15. Dividing with 10 again, this number, okay, let's make it 100. 10 we have already done. So 100 is there. So it will switch by 2 places, 1 and 2. It will become 2.315. Now by 1000, then it will shift by 3 places. It will come in front of 2. 2315. Like this we are going to do the division with 10, 100 and 1000. Clear? So I hope these are quite easy to do. The rest too, let's discuss one more, and the last one you can attempt yourself. 1.5 is divided by 10. So what do I do is, I will shift this here, okay, 0.15. Now when dividing with 100, it will shift by 2 places. So 1 place is 1 only, and then it is this. Correct. Now by 1000, so it will shift by 1, 0, 0 and point. Like this it will shift. Clear? So what we are doing in division, it will shift by the number of places equal to the number of zeros with which you are dividing towards left side. Okay. Shall we do this? 235.4. It is divided by 10. Decimal will switch here. 23.54. The next one, again 100 is there, will switch here. 2.354. The third one, can you think of it? There are 3 zeros. Shift by 3 places towards left. 0.2354. You can also mention a 0 here. Clear? So we can say, while dividing a number by 10, 100 and 1000, the digits of the number and the quotient are same. But the decimal point in the quotient shifts to the left by as many places as there are zeros over 1. So see, 2.38 is there. We are dividing by 10. Where it will come? Here. See, at one place it is shifted. Here it is shifted by 2 places, and here it is shifted by 3 places. Right? Now, division of a decimal number by a whole number. How do we divide a decimal number which is given to us by a whole number? Suppose we have the example as 6.4 to be divided with 2. So here the decimal number is 6.4 and the whole number is 2. Everywhere we know that if we have a decimal number, we can definitely convert it to the fraction. How do we convert the decimal to fraction? We just count the number of decimal places. Here it is 1. Remove the decimal and place 1 and 0, that is 10. If you remove the decimal which is just before 1 place, or there is just 1 decimal place, we say that is 10th place only here is there, so we write 10 in the denominator. Now we have divided by 2 is there. 2 can also be written as 2 upon 1. Every whole number can be expressed as a fraction. Now 64 upon 10 is there. Division sign will get changed to multiplication, and 2 upon 1 will get converted to 1 upon 2. 1 upon 2 is nothing but the reciprocal of this. So we can cancel 64 and 2. 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. So the answer that we get is 32 upon 10. Now as there is only 1 0 in the denominator, also we see that there is one decimal place here when we were dividing. After the decimal point, there is just one place to the right. So only one decimal place. In the answer also we'll have the same number of decimal places. So this is going to be 3.2. Or what we can do is, we can divide 64 by 2. Simply as we do the division of whole numbers. If we do that, what are we going to get? If we divide 64 by 2, we get 32 is the answer. Now, how many decimal places we were given in the question? If we say there is only one decimal place, there is only one digit to the right of this decimal place. So, in the answer also we have to place the digit, we have to place the decimal at a place such that we have only one digit to the right of the decimal place. So, it will be placed between 3 and 2. Similarly, if we take another example, let's take the example that we have to divide 19.5 with 5. Okay. Now similarly what we will do, as done previously, we will divide 195 with 5 as we do in the case of whole numbers. If we divide 195 with 5, see what we will getting. 5 3s are 15. Then we are going to left with 4 as the remainder. Copy down 5 here and 5 9s are 45. So the question that we are getting is 39. So the answer is 39. But we don't have to divide 195 and 5. We have to divide 19.5 with 5. How many decimal places after the decimal point to the right do we have? There is just one. So in the answer also we'll just have one decimal, one digit after the decimal point, that will be towards right. So we see here, putting the decimal place between 3 and 9, putting the decimal place between 3 and 9, right? So we will be getting just one digit towards the right of this decimal point. Let's take one more example. Suppose we have 12.96 to be divided with 4. If we have to carry out this division, what you will do? Just simply divide 1296 with 4. If we divide it, we will be getting 324. Now 324 is the answer, but in the question it was 12.96 and not 1296. Count the number of decimal places, that is 2 here. That means after the decimal point towards the right you have 2 places. So same we have to do with the answer. What we will do, we will count 2 places, okay, and we will place the decimal point here. 3.24 will be your final answer. This is how we are going to divide a decimal number with the whole number. So the first one is 35.7. So if I write it, it will become 357 upon 10 in the form of fraction. Divided by 3, 3 can also be written as 3 upon 1. Now solving it, this is the first part we are doing, students. 357, the first fraction remains as it is and we change the division sign to multiplication and take the reciprocal of the next fraction. Can we cancel 3 and 357? Let us just try. So I will write like this, 357 upon 3 and 1 upon 10. Yes, we can do it. It is the same. Now, 3 ones are 3, then again 3 ones are 3, 2 is left, it becomes 27, 3 9s are 27, 119 upon 10. Now you can place one decimal point before the rightmost digit, one digit. Similarly, here if I try in form of fraction, it will be like this, divided by 3. So the fractions division we know how to do it. Can we cancel it? 3 8s are 24, 3 5s are 15. We get 85 upon 10, so that will give you 8.5 is the answer. Next, if we solve 43.15, okay, so if I remove the decimal, it will be 100 here, divided by 5 upon 1. Now 4315 upon 100 into 1 upon 5 will come. Can we cancel it with 5? Yes, for sure we can cancel, as at the last there is 5. It will definitely be divisible by 5. Okay, so 5 8s are 40. You are left with 3. 31 it becomes. 5 6s are 30 and then 1 is left. 5 3s are 15. 863 upon 100. As there are 2 zeros in the denominator, after the 2 digits we will place the decimal and the answer is going to be 8.63. The next one is 8244. 2 decimal places are there. We'll write 100 in the denominator and we are going to divide it by this. Again, you are going to change this into multiplication and take the reciprocal of the next fraction. Then you can easily divide as we have done in the first part. Okay, you have to find the average of these three. So average means we will add these. And how many are these? 3 numbers. So we'll divide it by 3. Let us add 4.2, 3.8, 7.6. 8 and 2, 10. 10 plus 6 is 16. 1 will be the carry here. 4 and 1, 5. 5 and 3, 8. 8 and 7 is 15. So 15.6 you get. And we have to divide it with 3. So can we do that? Yes. I can write it as 156 upon 10 into 3. Can I cancel it? Yes. 3 5s are 15. 3 2s are 6. 52 upon 10 and that gives me the answer as 5.2. So this is the average, right? How do we find the average? We add up all the terms and divide by number of terms. So let's now discuss how do we divide a decimal number by another decimal number. So we are going to divide one decimal number with another decimal number. So let's take one example, which is 25.5 to be divided with 0.5, or it can also be represented as 25.5 with a sign of division in between 0.5. What we will do is, one way that you can consider it as, remove the decimal and convert them to fraction. So the first one will be getting as 255 upon 10 divided with 0.5 will become 5 upon 10. Now as both of them have been converted to fractions, how do we divide to fractions? We keep the first one as it is, change the division sign to multiplication, and then take a reciprocal of the next fraction, which is 5 upon 10. So in this case it will be 10 upon 5. 10 and 10 can be easily cancelled. Now we are going to divide 255 with 5. Every one of you is aware of how to divide two whole numbers. Dividing it with this, we will be getting 51 as the answer. One more way of considering this is, as you see, there is only one digit after the decimal point. Similarly, here there is only one digit after the decimal point. So when we write it as 25.5 divided by 0.5, what we are doing is, to make it 255, we are shifting the decimal after one place. So whatever the operation you do in the numerator shall be done in the denominator as well. So here also we will be shifting it by one place. So there will become 255.0, which is nothing but 255 only. Similarly, it will become 5.0, that is 5 only. right? So now we divide them and we get 51 is the answer. Let us take one more example. Suppose we have 22.5 is to be divided with 1.5. Here also we see, if I shift this decimal place by one place here, it will be 225 and this will also become 15, right? 15.0 is nothing but 15. So now we can divide it and we will be getting the answer as 15. So the example is 33.725 and we are going to divide it with 0.25. Now as you can see here, in this case we have 3 decimal places or we have 3 digits after the decimal point, but here we just have 2 digits after the decimal point. Now one of them definitely can be converted into whole numbers by shifting the decimal to 2 places towards right. Just see, in case we do that to the first and the second, both of them, here we will get 3372.5. We will get 3372.5. I have shifted this decimal after 2 places. Here also we will shift it here. It will become 25.0. That is 25 only. So it will become 25. Now we know how do we divide a decimal number with a whole number. We simply divide as whole numbers only. So you have to divide 3372. Now remove this decimal and place 5 here. Divide this, consider this as whole number and divide it with 25. On dividing, you will see that the answer is 1349. So this will be our question when you divide this number 33,725 with 25. Now you see how many decimal places we have before division. So here we see there is only just one digit after the decimal point. Here also we should have the same in the answer. So we will place just before the last digit, or you can say that you will place the decimal in such a way that after the decimal point you just have one decimal place or one digit after it, right? Let us solve this question. In the first part we have 7.75 divided by 0.25. As we can see in the numerator and denominator, the number of decimal places is same. So if I shift the decimal in the numerator by 2 places, that means it will come from here to here. I'm shifting it by 2 places. Also, if I shift in the denominator by 2 places, it will become 25.0. We can write it as 775 divided by 25. Dividing this, we will be getting 25 3s are 75 and 25 1s are 25. So the answer to this question is 31. Now in the second part, as you can see, it is 42.8 divided by 0.02. Now if you see, can we convert them to whole numbers? Yes, by shifting this to one place. If I shift it, it will be 428.0, that is nothing but 428 divided by, shift this by one place, it will be 0.2. So actually we have 428 divided by 0.2. How can we solve it? Can we write it as 428 divided by 2 upon 10? Yes, converting it into the fraction. Now 428 will remain as it is. A whole number is getting divided by this decimal one. So this division sign will change to multiplication and we are going to take the reciprocal of 2 upon 10, that is 10 upon 2. Now divide like this. We have 4280 divided by 2. Solving it, what we will be getting? We will get 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8 and at the last 0. 2140. Now, in the third part, what we will have? We have 5.6 to be divided by 1.4. So, what we will do, as we see the number of decimal places is same, we can shift by one place, we will get 56.0 and 14.0, because what we have done, shifted this here and shifted this here. The same number of decimal places you are going to move as you do in the numerator and denominator, the same number of places you have to take. If you take 2 places in the numerator, then in the denominator also you will shift by 2 places. Same operation is to be done to balance the numerator and denominator. Now we have 56 upon 14 and that gives us 4 is the answer. What is another way of solving it? See, we have 5.6 to be divided with 1.4. So what you can do is, I can convert this to fraction. 56 upon 10 divided by 14 upon 10. Now we know how to divide two fractions. What we can do, 56 upon 10 will remain as it is, division will get converted to multiplication and this fraction will get converted to 10 upon 14 which is the reciprocal of this, right? Now 10 and 10 will get cancelled, again you get 56 upon 14 and that is same as 4. 14 4s are 56. So this is how we are going to solve this question. Now we have one more question here. Each side of a regular polygon is 2.5 centimeter in length. The perimeter is 12.5 centimeters. How many sides does the polygon have? So we have to find the number of sides of the polygon. How do we find it? We know the perimeter. Perimeter divided by the side, okay, side length. Okay, why are we doing this? Just see, if I have to find the perimeter of a regular polygon, what do? I do the number of sides, I multiply the measurement of the side with the number of sides. So this gives me the perimeter. So number of sides will be calculated how? Perimeter divided by the side length. So perimeter here is 12.5 divided by 2.5. So removing the decimal, we will have 125 upon 10. It is getting divided with 2.5, that is 25 upon 10. Taking the fraction first as it is, using division multiplication sign in place of division and taking the reciprocal of second fraction. You see, we can cancel it. 25 ones are 25 fives are. So there are how many sides? There are 5 sides in the polygon. Next question. There is a car that is covering a distance of 89.1 kilometer in 2.2 hours. This is the total time. Okay. This is the total. In this time, it is covering 89.1 kilometer. This is the distance. What is the average distance covered by it in 1 hour? In 1 hour, we have to calculate the distance. So we will write distance covered. How much is the distance covered? 89.1 kilometer. And time required is how much? 2.2 hours. Now, distance covered in 1 hour will be, we will divide this distance with the time 2.2. That means we have 89.1 in division with 2.2. So removing the decimal, we can write it like this. Now we know how to divide two fractions. We can mention like this. Okay, 891 and 22 is there. Dividing this, we will get 40.5 kilometer as the answer.